Chasing a 202-run target in T20 cricket traditionally demands a full 20 overs of batting. Royal Challengers Bengaluru just achieved it in 15.4. To complete a chase of that magnitude that quickly requires a team to maintain an aggregate strike rate of roughly 216, or 13.18 runs per over, from the first ball to the last. While 200-plus run chases have become increasingly common in the modern era, finishing one with 26 balls remaining shatters standard pacing protocols. This aggregate pace is the result of clinical, mechanical precision applied to every over of the innings. RCB achieved this hyper-chase not through random variance or individual luck, but through a highly optimized modular division of batting and bowling labor. This 15.4 over victory serves as a mathematical blueprint for dismantling an opposing team and eliminating scoreboard pressure entirely. The context of this match amplified the difficulty. It was the high-pressure season opener of IPL 2026, with RCB entering the tournament to defend their maiden 2025 title. Their opponents, Sunrisers Hyderabad, boast a frontline T20 attack that remains dangerous even in the absence of their regular captain, Pat Cummins. SRH posted a psychologically daunting 201 for 9 in their first innings, a total heavily anchored by Ishan Kishan's explosive 80 runs off 38 balls. Overcoming a 200-run psychological barrier against a top-tier team requires a batting unit to bypass traditional, risk-averse cricket strategies. To override that pressure, RCB could not rely on a single hero. They had to execute a multi-stage structural override, an operation that actually started before they even picked up a bat. A successful 200-run chase actually begins with defensive bowling in the first innings. Debutant fast bowler Jacob Duffy was tasked with executing a specific strategy against the SRH top order: phase disruption. Duffy inflicted severe structural damage early, extracting 3 critical top-order nodes, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, and Nitish Reddy, while conceding only 22 runs. But the more vital metric of total suppression in his spell was his generation of 13 dot balls. This pitch map plots the exact landing locations of Duffy's deliveries. Those 13 dot balls equate to 2.1 overs of absolute zero run yield during the power play, the exact phase where batting efficiency should be at its highest. This high dot ball frequency forced SRH into a suboptimal rebuild phase much earlier than they anticipated. That disruption altered the entire context of Ishan Kishan's innings. His rapid 80 off 38 balls had to function as a necessary recovery effort rather than a true exponential escalation of the run rate. Without those early dot balls and wickets, SRH's mathematical trajectory could have reached 230 or more. Instead, it was artificially capped at 201. Duffy's early wicket generation and dot ball density established the primary metric for total suppression. He secretly lowered the ceiling the RCB batters later had to chase. Traditional T20 strategy dictates that a batting team must survive the swinging new ball to build a solid foundation. Devdutt Patil was given a strictly contrasting assignment in this matrix: act as the power play enforcer. Patil generated explosive statistical output almost immediately, aggressively aggregating a massive 61 runs from a mere 26 deliveries right at the start. His tactical methodology was to specifically exploit the 30-yard circle fielding restrictions to maximize his boundary probability. Operating at a strike rate of 234 requires an asymmetric risk profile. He accepted a high probability of dismissal in exchange for extreme early mathematical leverage. Patil's immediate boundary frequency elevated RCB's current run rate past the required run rate almost instantly. Operating ahead of the required run rate completely negates the bowling team's ability to apply traditional scoreboard pressure. Patil's innings reconfigured the math of the chase within the first 6 overs, front-loading the run scoring to neutralize later scoreboard pressure. At the other end of the pitch, Virat Kohli provided a contrasting symbiotic presence during the opening stand. Kohli's specific function within this batting matrix was to operate as the sustained anchor. His initial operational phase involved mapping the pace of the pitch and prioritizing low-risk strike rotation, while Patidar absorbed the high-variance risks. This comparative data table reveals their synergy. Patidar's extreme aggression, shown here on the left, allowed Kohli the time to preserve his wicket without stalling the overall team run rate. Once Patidar was dismissed and the fielding restrictions were lifted, Kohli entered his escalation phase, exponentially increasing his own boundary frequency. Kohli finished the match unbeaten on 69 off 38 balls, operating at a highly efficient 181.58 strike rate. This performance shows that modern anchoring is about controlling the chase vector to preserve foundational stability while the run rate climbs. The fall of a wicket usually forces a batting team into a consolidation phase, giving the bowlers a chance to squeeze the run rate. RCB deployed Rajat Patidar with the specific intent to accelerate the scoring rate immediately. Patidar delivered immediate, devastating offensive output, smashing 31 runs off just 12 balls upon his arrival at the crease. He operated at an astronomical strike rate of 258.33, the highest of the innings. The strategic target behind this assault was the experience void in SRH's bowling attack caused by Pat Cummins' absence. Patidar's immediate aggression refused to let the inexperienced SRH bowlers settle into comfortable length ball rhythms. This sustained, relentless attacking pressure forced the SRH bowling unit into a cascade of unforced errors. Patidar's deployment as a terminal finisher maintained the upward derivative of the run rate. He ensured the team's momentum spiked exactly when SRH expected it to dip. Zooming out from the individual performances reveals the holistic architecture of this 15.4 over chase. This graph maps a sequential masterclass. Duffy sets the ceiling, Patidar creates the early spike, Kohli sustains the baseline, and Patidar delivers the finishing vertical jump. These two peak data points, Patidar's 234 and Patidar's 258, dictate the absolute floor of the innings pace. The ultimate strategic goal of this hyper-aggressive matrix is to mathematically drive the required run rate to 0 before the 16th over even begins. This provides a massive advantage. It completely removes pitch degradation, unpredictable death bowling variance, and late-game panic entirely. Modern elite T20 matches are not won by simply hitting the ball harder. They are won by highly specialized role players executing flawless mathematical phase management. RCB's 2026 season opener proved that the 215-plus strike rate blueprint is a repeatable strategic model for winning at the highest level of the game.